No, I hear you. I hear you, bro.
What's 007 Mr. T saying? You've been out in the streets
solving crime and defeating villains.
like Inspector Gadget and that,
Yeah.
Oh, have you asked me the display picture I've got?
Straight up, mad thing.
No, I'm good, guys. I'm good. I was working today, did some work in the morning, and yeah, it wasn't for too long, but I got stuff done. And then, yeah, I've been alright. I've been watching, as you know, because of the videos I've been sending. I've been watching quite a few other conspiracy channel videos on YouTube, and there are some good ones I've been watching.
Well, I feel like there's some interesting conspiracies out there at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this one I've been watching, I think I sent you lot about the 1914 and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was mad. Like, there was stuff I didn't actually know about, and the whole Titanic thing and all that stuff about certain people.
What, you didn't know about the Titanic conspiracy?
No, actually, that was the first time I knew about it.
Oh, yeah.
That conspiracy's a mad thing, though.
It's a mad thing.
You said 1914. You said 1914?
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, I mean,
what's that? The First World War?
The World War One, yeah, because the Titanic happened, I think, around the same time as World War One, yeah.
2 years before. 2 years before, I think.
I never actually knew the timeline of that, but okay.
Yeah, which one were they talking about? Lady Liberty, welcome.
Yes, Lady Liberty.
Yeah, what were it, which conspiracy were they talking about? Because it's kind of two, unless they use the two together.
Yeah, the guy who put two of it together because it was the same timeline, and basically he was saying JP Morgan was meant to be on the Titanic, but
so was what's his name, Astor, who's even bigger than JP Morgan, and Astor was the one that kind of arranged for everyone to get off the boat the day before.
Well, and then there's 3 guys who were against JP Morgan. They perished on it.
Yeah.
3 guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a bit mad.
Surely with the Titanic, wasn't the Titanic actually going to be another ship?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to mention. The other conspiracy towards
that's the only one I knew, yeah.
Yeah, the other conspiracy was that the Titanic that sunk weren't actually the Titanic. That was actually an identical boat called the Olympia.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And so that's the one and they done that for insurance purposes.
Yeah.
That's the other conspiracy that I thought that people like to try and fuse in with the main one, where obviously Astor, JP Morgan, and all the rich aristocratic people that were supposed to be on the Titanic that day decided, actually, we're not going to go on the Titanic, and didn't go on. They chose not to turn up when it was supposed to set sail, and then obviously the rest of the people got on it, and sadly a lot of people perished that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there was, I think his name is George or something like that, Astor. Yeah, like he was like one of the main guys that was supposed to be on that boat. Yeah, like, because he was like JP Morgan, there was other obviously aristocratic people on there as well. He kind of held like, was sort of like their financier. They're sort of like when it comes to property and stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like he kind of like owned a lot of land in America, innit? And obviously everyone was building upon it or building houses upon it and stuff, and he was making lots and lots and lots of money. Yeah, and I think he knew something about the Titanic or the Olympia that no one else really knew. So he decided to let the rich people know that he makes money from, don't get on that boat.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Sorry, a little conspiracy moment there. I ain't had that in a while. But what I'll do then quickly, yeah, because I'll put the notifications through. Hopefully people start jumping in. You know what I mean? Because X has been playing a lot of games for the last hour. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually took us an hour to get on here today. We'll ask people what's been happening in their world, what they've been hearing, seeing, like reading, looking at.
I'm seeing the Spanish still chasing out the Moroccans out of their country.
But I thought almost all of them were gone.
That's what they say.
Hundreds have been setting up camp lately, and they were even fighting over supplies.
Yeah. I think maybe what happened in Spain, just like in Ireland, is that you're gonna probably find certain fringe violent groups that are gonna come out and they're gonna start attacking people, man.
It's gonna be mad, bruv. I think this ain't the end of that. This is definitely gonna. I'm not saying it's like a forever thing. Like maybe obviously the beef between the two countries is, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about what's kind of happening now ain't gonna be sort of like a forever thing, like what's happening right this moment. You know what I mean? But it might be going on for a while. Through that, how many of them get through into Europe?
It's funny because I've seen a few videos, and when you see the videos, the Spanish and Moroccan don't really look that much different from each other. They look literally like they're the same type of culture people, but obviously you got the Spanish, which are like more secular or Christian, and then you've got Moroccan, which are more Muslim, innit? That's the kind of only difference I probably would have thought there was.
For real, I know, I hear that. Joey, what we saying, bro?
What about the Spanish? The Spanish?
Yeah, about it, like just about like obviously what kind of I do believe that when they said almost all of them, I think I've said this to you lot. You know what I mean? I know I said it to a couple people that have spoke to me about it. You know what I mean? But when they say almost all has gone, yeah, from that little tiny Spanish territory, yeah, the first word I said was absolute bollocks. Well, the first two words I said was absolute bollocks. There's no way.
Yeah, because I'm thinking to myself, after they deployed the military, like, how did they send them out? Did they just tell them all to go on a boat and then go back, or how did they do it?
And also, if almost all's gone back, how is there still hundreds upon hundreds setting up camps and all sorts?
Yeah, so there was an interview like with a couple of the army soldiers, yeah, and they were asking them, so what are you doing? How are you making this happen? And they said, we've been authorized to direct them towards where they came and ask them to leave, please.
Ask them to leave, please.
that was translation because it was in Spanish. But that's what he said. Ask them to leave, please, or please ask them to leave.
That's polite. Well, to be honest, I reckon. To be honest, we wouldn't even let them go. Like we would say, no, I can't get. Just go sitting there in it. You know?
So the reason why I'm saying that to say that there wasn't any kind of enforced deportations of these people. They're just
so basically the one that left and went home chose to go home.
Yeah, and I think probably the army was sent out there because there was so many different people in that. Yeah, they knew that the natives were going to get violent, so they probably had the army out there to kind of make things go as peacefully as possible. But like we say, like these people ain't leaving. They ain't been forced to leave. They've just been asked to leave.
Yeah. No, I hear it. Yeah, Joey, anything else?
Yeah, apparently, how do you pronounce that place? It's Ceuta, is it?
Yeah, Ceuta or Ceuta.
Yeah,
Ceuta,
apparently.
I think it's pronounced.
Apparently, that territory and another territory apparently has been disputed by Morocco, and Morocco has said that it's originally Moroccan as well.
But it's seen as a Spanish territory, though, right?
Yeah, but I think some Moroccans have tried to claim that it's theirs originally or something like that.
Ross.
It's just gonna be like another Israel-Palestine.
Yeah, and funny enough, that's what Netanyahu's son said on X several years ago. He said, "Oh, the Spanish, you keep talking about us, but what about these territories in near Spain that Moroccan believes is theirs?" Yeah, so.
No, I hear that. All right, Joey, what's been happening in your realm? I've got something here, but I just want to know if there's anything that you've seen or heard or read out or.
Funny enough, there's another conspiracy I was reading about recently.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, I know we stopped talking about ages ago because obviously for the mainstream media reasons they don't talk about it anymore. But it's kind of going back to the whole Epstein thing again. Yeah. But basically, there's one channel I've been watching called Conspiracy Files on YouTube.
Yeah, I know about that channel.
And yeah, I think we've discussed that channel previously before. And this guy is always uploading videos about stuff surrounding Epstein that the mainstream media don't talk about. And there was one. I don't want to say it's funny because it's actually it's bad, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's just funny. I'll tell you what's actually happened here. Basically, there was some files that were originally not redacted, then they redacted after.
Okay.
And basically, you know how we spoke one time about Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, and we said that we think he knows way more than he claims in his interview.
Bro. Of course he does.
Yeah, because in his interviews he doesn't show his face, even though everyone knows what he looks like.
Exactly.
And
he's trying to be as vague as possible.
Yeah, he's very vague. And then basically, imagine this: that this file, this email was sent in September 2016. So I'm assuming that's a few months before Trump's inauguration, if that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Before his first term. And basically, in the email, Mark Epstein sent an email attachment to Jeffrey Epstein. And basically, it's a meme of Donald Trump smirking, like a picture of him. And he's smirking. And then in the title, in the caption, it says, "Don't let this guy around your daughter."
Oh my days.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, oh gosh, well, that's mad. And obviously, we've discussed before surrounding Trump and Epstein, and obviously, like, little, you know what, so...
Yeah, I hear that. No, I hear what you're saying, bro. And don't get me wrong, as I said, like, once they either bring out unredacted versions of these files or files that are way less redacted, I think we'll find out a lot more. But until then, it's still going to be a lot of... I know what you're saying, but how many people are going to see that and then actually start to think about it rather than just go, oh, I don't know about that. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and another thing to add on just briefly as well, I mean, you know, Mark Epstein, he's kind of subliminal as well in some of his interviews, because he's been asked before about what did Jeffrey Epstein used to talk to you about, because Mark Epstein claimed he didn't see Jeffrey Epstein that much.
Yeah.
And that they'll catch up on the phone. And something subliminal that he said, was that, Jeffrey Epstein used to tell me funny stories about people. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, what do you mean by funny stories?
Like,
what are you like being vague about? And also just quickly as well, I mean, Mark Epstein has always said, in some of his interviews that before the election between Trump and Hillary Clinton, Mark Epstein always claimed that Jeffrey Epstein said to him, Mark, if people ever knew what I knew about Hillary and Donald Trump, they would have to call the election off.
Oh, shit.
So it's like, Mark Epstein knows a lot more than he claims, a lot.
Yeah, like, I've always believed that he does. You know what I mean? Just quickly, before I say what I'm saying, because I have a little something to add to that regarding the files. But yeah, Jay, I know that, like, until we see certain things, you're not on it. I know this. But what's your thoughts on what you just said there, on this sort of conspiracy?
Yeah, I mean, definitely kind of stated conspiracy, like a lot of speculation and that. I mean, how I see it is that all these guys at the top, they're all playing games, manipulating and blackmailing. So any kind of like information they give us, I wouldn't really even take it on face value unless there's actually evidence of this shit happening.
Yeah.
So even someone like Mark Epstein, whatever came out of his mouth, I wouldn't even believe. I wouldn't believe as a credible source, innit? If it was someone who was not part of the circle that came out and said this is what happened, or if Mark Epstein came out and said, look, this is evidence, here's video evidence of something happening, or audio evidence, then I'll say, okay, cool, I'm happy to listen to the evidence, and if it's good evidence, then I'll take it on board, and then you go from there. But generally, this is what you got to think. These Epstein books been around for how many years? The blue team didn't release it at all. They didn't want to release anything. The red team decided to release some of it, to release some of the pressure in it. Now, realistically, that thing is going to be a manipulated game. Now, they're going to be using it for manipulation, knowing that number one, people are gagging to see what's in there. Number two, the people that's in there are running the world right now, so they don't want to be exposed from there. So, like I said, even if Mark Epstein had anything, like, he would just be deaded off. Because, like I said, the people that's in that book, here's the reason why we can't see it. It's because these are the people that are running the world. And, like, you're not going to expose them because they'll get rid of your family line, and your whole country.
No, I hear it. I hear what you're saying, bro. Like, one thing I do take into consideration is the people's thoughts that are on the other side of this, isn't it? Because there is different views and opinions on why they're not going to release all of this, and you know what I mean. And I do kind of agree that they're not going to release all of this because a lot of the people that are powerful people in the places of power are the ones kind of dictating what goes out to the public with that stuff. You know what I mean? So I hear you, bro. Just quickly, yeah, before I move on to anything. The one piece of conspiracy, tin hat moment, sorry Pete, yeah, that I heard, you know what I mean, that I'm more than likely going to look into, is one of the people that was in them files was the creator of The Simpsons. Yeah, like, and so...
Stone?
Huh?
What, Matt Stone?
Both of them.
Oh, both of them, you said? I think it's one of them. Okay.
Both of them. Yeah, like...
That's why they know.
Files, right?
That's why they can predict for the episodes, yeah?
So, you know, like, with everyone saying they can predict the future, what if they're actually just letting us know what these people are going to do?
Yeah.
Like, what they're going to do, like, throughout, obviously, while this shit's on. Because apparently that shit's still... This shit's old. Like, they're relaying old episodes, and people are still finding stuff that are relevant to this year.
This is that consent conspiracy, innit? That these people, they have to get us to consent to stuff. So they put it in movies and in basically consent. Yeah, basically.
No, I hear you, bro. Because don't get me wrong, don't think I haven't thought that. I plainly have thought that. You know what I mean?
The other thing is, quickly, yeah?
Yeah.
From what's happened in the UK with this grooming scandal, yeah? Mm-hmm. There's a lot more victims than there is in this Epstein book.
Yeah.
And how come it's two different, it's like night and day. One of them, Epstein, everyone wants to know everything, like, is hanging on the edge of everything, and the girls in the UK are over the last however many years, like, is getting all shoved under in Parliament. They don't want to look at it, and the rest of the world really don't know too much about it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like, it is mad. It is mad. Like, you know what I mean? Again, it's just, I heard it and I was like, like, I need to look into that still.
But the difference is quickly is that the Epstein one is done. Epstein got caught, he got killed, and whoever's running it behind the sheets here, they're all basically hiding. But the grooming gang in London, in UK, they're still going on, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as we know, there's more than just the one or the main ones they want to talk about on the news. We know there's a back end.
But to be fair as well, I mean, unfortunately, we got a massive grooming gang scandal in terms of the Parliament man them and the aristocrats that still need to get caught as well.
Of course, bro. There's like, these are like factions and levels, isn't it? Like, it's mad, bro. It's mad. All right. Because I know time's getting on and I don't want to keep anyone too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to the first topic. Unless people want to, I've got some Realmtalk here that I wanted to mention to you, like, those still for a second, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. So what I've got in front of me here is a police officer hit a vulnerable man with cerebral palsy on the head with a baton, causing him to bleed, and that's what our court heard today. Jurors heard that Sean Elliott, 56, caused Kian Green, or Kyan Green, however it's pronounced, observable terror, when he hit him with a weapon during an arrest in December 2022. Elliott, who was serving for Derbyshire Police, he was a constable at the time, allegedly told Mr. Green to stop being silly and to behave, or he would be dragged backwards. Is charged with assault occasionally, so he's been charged with ABH. Philip Calburn, prosecutor, said this case arose around the unfortunate set of circumstances where a police officer, the prosecution will say, went too far. One second, just lastly, In reality, the crux of this case is about 4 seconds long. On the 30th of December in 2022, the defendant struck Kean Green, a suspect in his care, on the head with an extendable baton. Yeah, you know them ones that they flick out? Yeah, mad. Yeah, like, so, and Derby Crown Court, this caused an injury which bled. Derby Crown Court heard Mr. Green, who had been diagnosed with autism, cerebral palsy and asthma, went to the police station in Buxton because he received a letter he wanted some help with. What's the thoughts on that, quickly, people?
What?
Yeah.
I don't. So go, come on, Joey.
Yeah, no, I think I'm a bit confused as Jay. I mean, what? So, did the victim get charged, arrested for assault, and then he got beaten?
Nah. So the victim, went into the police station because he needed some help with something. He had a letter on him. Yeah, like one of the police officers, that was in the station at the time, that in turn it was in his care. You know what I mean? Decided to go stop being silly to the guy, even though the guy's got cerebral palsy and is autistic. Yeah, like, and then pulled out his baton, flicked it out, and hit him in the head with it.
That is so stupid, and I don't know. That's just abhorrent. I mean, what kind of police officer are we talking about? Why are you hiring this fool?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? The hell, man.
And this is the thing with Derbyshire Police Force. There's been a lot, Derbyshire and Norfolk, I keep on hearing a lot of stuff going on with them. Like a lot of sort of police corruption going on with them two particular constabularies.
Yeah, I've been hearing that about the Norfolk police.
Yeah. I've been here, but Derby's been just as bad, bruv. And obviously we've got this, see what I'm saying?
Are they recruiting rednecks or something like that?
I don't know, bro. I really don't know. I really don't know.
They're recruiting inbred people and all weirdos, like, do you know what I mean?
You know, one thing I would like to know, is the training policies these police are getting at the moment, because it's definitely not the same as it was before.
No.
It's like, the way they're handling situations is very ridiculous, man, and violent.
I don't know if it's even the training, Jay. I think these people are just idiocies. I think the training's there. They're just too dumb.
Power hungry people.
Yeah, I think they're just too power hungry, too emotionally illiterate to even absorb it in their brains, bro.
No,
they're already gone. They're already messed up in the brain.
Yeah, no,
like Wayne Cousins as well. Like Wayne Cousins, they're all psychopaths who the training's there, but they're not able to absorb it because they're already done in their head. You know what I mean?
But like gas panic is brought up a few times. There's been a few policy changes around when you come on scene, how to assess the scene and, put people in cuffs and all the rest of it. I mean, they have changed policies, definitely, but whether they've changed policies to the point where they're saying, well, the people are now at a point where they're at the edge of their tether and anything could happen, so you've got to make sure that you nip the king in the bud, innit? Nip the bud in the ring straight away, that make sure things get dealt with. But yeah, man, obviously, like, there is going to be them odd police officers, but for the fact that it's happening so regularly now, like, well, whether it's happening so regularly or whether it's been put in papers more regularly, like, and not in the papers, in the news more regularly, it seems to be like normal now. Like, interaction with the police, you just got to watch out that they're not gonna, if you say the wrong thing, like, how they're gonna. And the thing is, I've been watching a lot of these audit channels, audit the police during the day and during the night, and you see like how these Birmingham police and Bolton police and all these other, and even the Met police, like, you see how they handle people now. This seems like, I never used to go through that when I was dealing with the police before. Like, now it seems like I'll be worried to deal with the police. Well,
I hear it. I hear it. I definitely hear it. Just quickly, Real DFG, welcome. How are you? And what's your thoughts?
Hi everybody, how are you guys tonight?
Hey, all good.
Thanks for having me again. Look, I haven't heard of this before just now, but the way you've described it, it's, shocking on so many levels. I mean, police overreach or brutality is bad in itself, when it's involving people, even, during arrest, and there's a lot of ambiguity around, how, that's, things that, when it happens in those circumstances. But for someone to have gone to a police station for help and then experience that is shocking. And for that person to be, having some severe or, some significant disabilities, and then experience that is also shocking, isn't it?
Right.
So, I think, I don't want to, and, inbreds, I think, we're how's it going? But I think that kind of is, like you're talking about a culture, like a really toxic culture that exists.
Yeah.
And is it enough? Are policies going to be the way to get out of that, to change any of that? It's a concern. And just to broaden that out a bit more, with the whole government devolution discussions that are going on now, is that going to start to give more power to these individual force?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you.
That's a very, very good question. I would say that's part of the puzzle, piece of the puzzle, definitely, man. He's devoluting things so everyone else has got power, so they can assert their power on their constituent as they wish.
Yeah.
That's mad.
That is one. Fucking hell. Joey, anything else before I move on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it works with the police force, but perhaps if they had maybe more stringent psychological screening of who they're hiring, maybe they can catch out who's the weirdos, who's not the weirdos. Do you know what I mean?
No, I hear it. I definitely hear it.
But I don't know how they do it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I've never been through a hiring practice amongst the police, but I thought maybe that would be a good idea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you, bro. I definitely hear you.
Cut the DEI, mate. That's what you need to do, man. That's the first step. You cut all these. I mean, the amount of times I've seen videos, of police officers, who are handling situations and they don't even know how to handle the person. Like, this is one auditor, say T's Media, he does Croydon. And typically you get black people who are outlandish. And they'll have like 2 police women, 3 flipping community support officers, security from the shops as well. They're all trying to secure this one person. And you're thinking like, blood, this is DEI, it's fine. It's like if a police officer back in the day had dealt with me, it wouldn't be all this fluffy stuff. Let's make sure that they're not getting upset, and then you're like, fuck, man, this doesn't even make sense. So I think DEI is definitely part of the problem, man.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
DEI, I mean, the intention was good, wasn't it? But it seems to have complicated, the practical elements of policing, and has left, so much, unsurety, that there is that, like you were saying, just that confusion about how to behave in certain circumstances. Yeah.
And empathy as well it's like the police work based on empathy now. It's like, we got to make sure certain people don't feel certain ways in it. So it's all messed up, mate. It's all messed up.
Nah, it is, man. Proper it is, man. Cool.
But Croydon's cooked anyway, Jay. It's a bit of a cooked area.
Yeah.
And it's not even rotisserie chicken. That's just blatant out and out cooked.
I'll tell you a quick little story, There was this girl that I was chatting to on one of these dating apps, and we were getting along so good, and I was gonna go and buck her, and I said, where you from then? She was like, Croydon. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of ghosted the conversation. I was like, but I'm never ever gonna go down into Croydon. That area, I've heard about it, and I've been down there when I was younger, and it was always a messed up area, man, but it just seems to be so fuckeries right now, so that's the last thing.
Mad, bro. Serious.
There's also, I mean, this is no offense to anyone living there. I mean, I know a few people live there that are cool people.
Yeah.
Proper decent people that live there, but I mean, the area has its issues, and funny enough, there's a certain person that we know that lives there, innit? But I'm not going to say his name on it. Jay knows.
Man of balance, it's always got to be man of balance. Like, who would die with
But
it?
there's always a little bit of villain in the man. Always a little bit of villain, bruv. You know what I mean? All right, cool. So what I want to do then is I want to move on to the next, to this first topic of the evening. So what I've got in front of me here is this. Donald Trump has issued a bombshell statement on Prime Minister Andy Burnham / Brezhnev after the US president was asked about the UK, responding to a question while speaking to reporters in the Oval Office. Mr. Trump said Europe faced two things, that were killing the continent. Before renewing his call for Britain to expand North Sea oil drilling and revealing details of his recent phone call with the Prime Minister. He said, look, you have to stop illegal immigration in Europe. I know you're better than anybody. I know you're better than anybody, better than the people that run it and have great relationships. Two things are killing Europe. Number one is immigration. Number two is energy. When you look at the UK, they have one of the best energy fields in the world, North Sea oil. Now, I think your new Prime Minister is going to actually open it up. From what I hear, I spoke to him and he sounded terrific on the subject. Mr. Trump then warned Britain risked becoming a bankrupt country if it failed to increase drilling, saying that if you open it up, you'll be a wealthy country. If you keep it closed, you're going to be a bankrupt country. Which one are you now? Well, not even which one, what you are now. That's what he said. Upside, welcome. Give me a moment. He continued, essentially, you are a bankrupt country. You have one of the greatest energies, the North Sea oil. You know, the UK buys its energy from Norway, who gets the energy from the North Sea. Not as a vibrant part of the North Sea oil-wise. You're sitting on the top of gold, and it's better than gold, and you don't do anything with it. It doesn't work. You don't allow oil companies, and it doesn't work. Lastly, turning to his recent phone call with Mr. Burnham / Brezhnev, Mr. Trump added, I spoke with your new Prime Minister. I was very impressed. He continued, I said, look, you can be a wealthy country or a bankrupt country. The US president also said he believed the pair would have a good relationship. The two leaders held their first phone call shortly after Mr. Brezhnev / Burnham entered Downing Street on July 20th. During the conversation, the Prime Minister invited Mr. Trump, Emu, welcome, invited Mr. Trump to visit Manchester, while Downing Street said the pair discussed trade, defence, the Middle East, and economic growth before agreeing to speak again soon. So him saying that we are a bankrupt country right now. What's the thoughts, peeps?
When you say bankrupt, are you talking about what, GDP, or what are you talking about?
What I'm thinking, I think he may be alluding to that, considering he's saying, listen, like, you ain't got no money, you ain't got nothing right now. Start drilling some oil and you'll be rich. So I think he's saying without drilling in the North Sea, we will either become a bankrupt country, or to him, we already are a bankrupt country.
Well, I mean, we've got debt just like America, haven't we, anyway? So it's not like we were ever a profitable country.
Yeah.
I suppose without the manufacturing and all that kind of stuff, we are in a worse situation.
True. That is true.
Our money all comes through money laundering and dodginess nowadays.
And private companies.
Yes.
So friends. That
and high
boys club that they've got.
Yeah.
And high taxation. That's what make the run our taxation. But in terms of, like Jay said, manufacturing and actual resources that turns into wealth, we don't have none of that anymore, man. That's long gone. So
yeah, I hear that. Because you had a lot of these places up north that were hustle and bustle for that sort of industry. Yeah, but once it kind of died out, like it really died out in them parts of England. You know, you see certain parts of certain cities and that are abandoned, bro. Like there's houses up the road, no people in it.
So I've got the GDP for the last 10 years in the UK. 2016 we were on 2.2%.
Yeah.
Then we went up to 3.3% in 2017. 2018 we dropped down to 1.6. So we lost like half our GDP.
Was that is that around the recession or?
2018. 2 years before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then 2019 it went to 1.3. So that went down a little bit. And then the pandemic year, we were at minus 10%. But then in 2021, we went up to 8.5% in GDP.
Right.
2022, we went down to 5.1. 2023, I don't know what happened in 2023. What happened in 2023?
That might have been, that was the beginning. Was it the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine war?
Yeah, I think it was, it might have been. It went down to 0.3%.
I'm sure it might have been the beginning of
Yeah.
the war.
2022 it started, but all the money started pouring in by the following year, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we basically lost 4.8%. And then 2024, it went up to 1%, and then 2025, it went up to 1.4%. So although it's been rising, it's still very, very, very low.
Yeah. Compared to other countries.
If you're talking about that, I would definitely say, yeah, I hear that, mate. Like we've had high numbers there, bruv. Like for us to be on 1.4 is basically less than 10 years ago, bruv.
So what you reckon if we do drill into the North Sea, will that help our GDP then, yeah?
I'm hearing mixed answers about this, man, guys, because I heard before, yeah, and I mentioned it on another space, yeah, but some of the experts are saying that even if we did drill, it's still not going to be enough because we hit the capacity rate for the North Sea oil back in
Yeah.
early 2000s or something. And so apparently there is still some left, but again, Gas Panic has said in another space that and other people have been saying that there's other fields out there that have not been discovered yet. So I don't really think, unless I do enough research, I'm in no place to say whether we still got enough oil back in the North Sea or not to help recover us. That's going to take a lot of research and a lot of discussion to take place. But yeah,
no, I hear it, bro. Yeah. Anyone else? DSG. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I think I agree with everything that's been said. I mean, I'm not, as a fairly new arrival, I'm not so familiar with the UK's what the historical trend has been, but I think sort of looking just solely at Trump's comments, I think that and from what I've read about the energy, cost benefits, whatever, I think it probably would help the economy a bit, but not to the extent, like as much, as it seems to be being hyped up to be. And that then makes me think, is it more of a veiled threat? Is it sort of, you have to look at the US sanctions, all the other things that are sort of the pressures, the trade retaliations, the consequences if the UK refuses to do it.
Yeah.
And the relationship that, the impact on the relationship that with the US. It could also be suggestive of further unrest in the Middle East.
Yeah.
I say by sort of putting that emphasis on energy independence, could be suggestive of greater things to be happening or, expected to occur. And I think there is there has been quite an increase, like with what happened in recently with immigration, I think, that also shows that there's this increased level of instability occurring across the world, which could have, bigger impacts, or, who knows what what is going on there that I don't know about yet. But yeah, I'm sort of thinking of it now, less in economical, strict economical terms, but more as, what is this suggesting on a geopolitical, level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I hear that. Thank you for that. Just quickly, outside, welcome. Hopefully you're okay. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, good morning, over here.
Good morning.
With our country is very similar. I think energy independence is we've lost. We've we shut down a lot of coal-fired power, which was 24 hours a day. We haven't produced enough oil, and we are paying the price for it now. And we've been buying all these windmills and solar and stuff, and it's our energy prices are like double or 5 times.
Our old energy secretary was trying to get everyone to do that, like to let this sort of net zero thing was going on.
Yeah, so I've looked at Germany, very similar, and this infrastructure independence with car manufacturing, just the cost to build a house is skyrocketed. Like milk, bread, everything's expensive because of it.
So what do you have a like basically what we would call a cost of living crisis over where you are as well?
I think ours is probably one of the worst in the world. Yeah. And the problem is that, like you mentioned, with the manufacturing, the lack of build up, like you guys are built up on banks, like and trading, where that can just the rug can be pulled so volatile.
Easily, man, out of nowhere as well.
Yeah. Yep. And so you are sort of under the control of whoever can do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It is that, and when you put it like that, it sounds a lot more worrying. If I could put it that way, it sounds like, oh my days. Because as you said, like, especially with the city of London as well, they do a lot of that stuff. So when it comes to that, any sort of rug pull, I feel like everyone feels it over it. So I'm sure that thank you for your own thoughts and opinions, because it's good to know obviously what's going on in other places as well. So thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Before I move on. All right, let's move on to the next topic. This one you might find a little bit interesting. I know, Jay, that you're going to be like, what, bruv? Like, so, Beavis Lab, welcome. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, just to let you know, yeah, your calf's cold, man. I like the calf, man. But I've got to message you, so I'll be messaging you after this. But yeah, what I've got in front of me right now is this. Ministers and criminal records will be kept hidden from the British public thanks to a tribunal ruling. Under the ruling by the First Tier Information Tribunal, Britons will not be told which cabinet members declared any past criminal convictions during their vetting process. The tribunal sided with Whitehall against the Times last month when the newspaper tried to find out why so many people in Sir Keir Starmer or Smithers as government disclosed criminal records as part of their appointment procedure. It rejected the request on data protection grounds, as that information constituted criminal offence data, which Parliament has given enhanced legal protection. 1 second. The initial investigation came after Louise Hay resigned as Transport Secretary in November 2024 after her undisclosed fraud conviction came to light. Hay admitted misleading police after wrongly telling officers her work phone had been stolen as she was mugged on a night out in 2013. She claimed she had thought the phone had been taken, but later found it at home. 6 months before she became an MP, Ms. Hay pleaded guilty to making a false report to police and was handed a conditional discharge by magistrates. Her conviction is believed to be now classified as spent. Louise Hay, by the way, is what I would call Brezhnev's mouthpiece. Like, she talks up a very good game for Andy Burnham. I don't know what cabinet job she's got or what job she's been given, but I know she's definitely part of his government, 100% part of his government. Despite being forced to quit under Sakir, she has since returned to government under Andy Burnham. It is the Tribe sought to determine whether other sitting ministers had similar declarations during their vetting. The tribunal acknowledged the significant public interest at stake, noting that the request concerns standards in public life and the integrity of those holding ministerial office. It's also recognised how ministers exercise significant public power, and there is a legitimate public interest in scrutiny of systems intended to ensure their suitability for office. What's your thoughts on now their offences? I think no matter what it is, because it's not like they've said certain crimes and stuff, but it looks like whatever crime they've done in the past is going to be hidden from the public.
Do you think this happened at the backdrop of Peter Mandelson?
Peter Mandelson and the other 8 and the other list of 85. If I'm correct, yeah, Jay had a list of like 85 different Labour MPs that had like horrible past convictions or current convictions as well.
That's disgusting, bro.
You know what I mean? So now, because of public scrutiny, yeah, they can have that shit hidden.
Why though? You can't. It's not. But is it in the public interest?
Well, I see it is if you're going to be an MP, especially an MP at such a high level, you know what I mean? People are going to, obviously it's good to know what this person's background was. The media loves telling people about politicians' backgrounds. So, but you see what I'm saying?
And the media also love to tell people about the normal person's background.
Exactly.
Well, it's in the public interest, but if they're people representing us, we need to know about their background as well.
Yes, bro. But right now, as you can see, part of that is being hidden. And I think a significant part of that is being hidden. You see what I'm saying, bro? It's nuts. It is nuts. Trust me. Yeah, anyone else? Any other thoughts? Real DSG? Upside? Jay?
Yeah, I was just add into it that it's really actually concerning and scary. You know, it feels like the whole environment is just getting really heated and really communist-like, you know, where the freedom of information route's going to be, you know, that's going to be taken away. You know, the ability to have the oversight on any potential systemic problems that could be arising, you know, threat. You know, and then on the other hand, it's going to be eroding the trust that people have in politicians even further, because, you know, we feel like they're allowed to keep secrets and as, you know, double standards, because as, you know, individual citizens, if we want to go apply for certain jobs or things, you know, we're expected to have full disclosure. Why is that? Why are they not being held to the same standards?
Well, what are they? To me, it's like what are they protecting for something?
Yeah, and then you know, what does that protection lead to as well? Yeah. But yeah, otherwise, 100%, it's concerning, very concerning.
Well, I think it is. I definitely think it's quite concerning. Yeah, but thank you for that, DSG. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Jay, upside.
Yeah, I think like currently, like we have freedom of information over here where I think they're starting to charge for it. They've suggested to charge for it now, and then a lot of stuff's redacted too. So it's you know, they're taking a long time to give it out. So
it's still a lot hidden.
Yeah, you're not getting the real truth. Like you get bits of the truth, but even with like getting back to the renewables, windmills and that, they're doing all these deals where they're guaranteeing a certain quota to make them viable. So they're pretty much saying we're going to charge a lot for energy, and you guys have got a viable project into the future.
Wow.
And it's like BlackRock and all these other companies that are cashing in on it. Even with our roads and our tolls and that, they've got a huge stake in it.
Oh yeah, I can let you know now, yeah, more than likely BlackRock and Vanguard mostly have a stake in your country as well as every other country in the world.
Yeah. Also, because the tolls, road tolls in the city, we put all these tunnels and stuff in, and they, I looked at them last night, and there's BlackRock, State Street, and it's like BlackRock's got 10%, then State Street 6%, and then you know, all of a sudden it's getting up to nearly 20 to 30%. You know, and who knows what investments they got in the other companies that are investing in that.
That's like, and I'll let you know now, to me, having BlackRock involved in anything to do with your country is a very scary notion. Like, sorry, go ahead, finish up, man.
Also, I was going to say they're making the decisions, not our, you know, Prime Minister's not making the decisions. They're pretty much lobbying the decisions.
Thank you, because like one thing that me and Jay, like, I know Joey said it a couple times, but I know me and Jay were shouting this from the rooftops at one point. Yeah, is like, we need to be careful. Everyone seemed to forgot that at one point during the beginning of Keir Starmer's tenure as Prime Minister, yeah, he kind of automatically made a deal with BlackRock. Yeah, like literally personally with Larry Fink himself. Yeah, and not only Larry Fink, but also Bill Gates was there too. So like that's where the farmland and the inheritance tax nonsense came in. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people didn't realize that Bill Gates has been buying farmland all around the place, even down to eat. And I know it might sound crazy to some, they might not hear it, some people might not understand it properly, but even down to bee farms, where they're buying bee farms, healthy bees are being burnt out because they've been bought, because the farm's been bought out, the land's been bought out by Bill Gates and his company and his foundation. So it's definitely like, it's having BlackRock anywhere near your country is dangerous. Having Vanguard, because Vanguard deals with like property and stuff like that. That's what they do when they come to their asset management. You know what I mean? That's scary enough as it is. But to have both of them, it's scary, man. And 9 times out of 10, they're everywhere. They could be everywhere.
Did you say why are they burning?
Bee farms. So you know, like bees, honeybees.
Yeah.
Right. So like I read this book, yeah. Like it was a book that I read. Right. It was to do with bees, right? And it did say in this book that if bees were to die out, the population would die out real quick, maybe within 3 years, right? And so when you think about that, and you think about what bees do for the world, for the planet, you know what I mean? And then you've got someone like Bill Gates buying up the land of these bee farms, yeah, and because they can't do nothing with them, they're burning out the bees. They're literally going into their hive and burning out the hive.
That's mad, man.
See what I'm saying?
Bruv, you know what? I'm not trying to make a joke out of this here, but this will be the best time to get Jason Stratham, the beekeeper, to just mash up. Okay, the beekeeper, bro.
Yeah, bro. Man will be on some smoke, real smoke.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Serious thing. But it's mad, bro. Trust me, it's mad. So like, I fully hear what Upside's saying. Fully hear it, man. You know what I mean? And thank you for that, broski. Thank you for that, man. Yeah. Anyone else, Jay? What we saying, bro?
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead, bro. Go on, Upside. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, mate. I was just saying we have Realmtalk over here, and they burnt a lot of our bees along the east coast, and it was never going to be controlled.
Yeah.
And then there's the attack on meat, and
yes, there is.
A recent scientist report saying that they're pretty much obligated to potentially make us allergic to meat with like this tick thing and that the
Lone Star tick is called.
Yeah, and they're saying that they got an ethical thing to do it to save the world. It's so corrupt.
And they want us to switch from meat to bugs, not also that artificial meat which Bill Gates has already got into Burger King. You see what I'm saying?
And it's BlackRock and Bill Gates and everyone's agenda. So when they control the world and they're pushing this stuff, that's the biggest concern I have, is they're just pushing narratives that aren't even true.
No, I fully hear you, bro. Fully hear you, man. Again, thank you for that, bro. Like, very insightful. Thank you for that, man. Jay, what we saying, bro?
Yeah, I mean, it's unacceptable, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, the government have been making policies to protect themselves and their enforcement team, the police. So you've seen how they've created policies of, well, if we need to do something,
Yeah.
if it's in the best interest of the people, we can do it. And so we looked at that list of things that these undercover people were doing that they were allowed to be involved with, remember?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of bad stuff that they could do and get away with and be
I
involved
think,
with.
again, the word is abhorrent stuff, bro. It's abhorrent, diabolical work. I mean,
So I think this is the next step in their protection of themselves. I have read up on it a little bit. It does say that this applies specifically to confidential disclosures made during government security vetting for ministers. It does not mean that every criminal record of every MP is automatically hidden.
yeah.
Convictions that become public through court cases, media reporting, or while someone is already an MP usually remains public. Spent convictions already have limited disclosure rules for most people. So although, you know, they're trying to say, oh, we're not doing it across the board, we're not like trying to protect the whole thing. They are basically protecting the whole thing, innit? Especially for the new government that's coming in and, you know, what they want to do, they can get away with. It definitely looks like we're going to a totalitarian government. I didn't think they were going to look to move this quick, but they're proper protecting, especially the police force. They're creating this police force which is very unpredictable, and then you're giving them immunity from actions. And it's crazy, but yeah, it's not a good look. It's definitely unacceptable. And I think, you know, there's going to be a time when the people are going to have to stand up, because realistically, that this implies that if you got ministers and you want to vote for someone, you can't really check out their history on the criminal side, which means, boy, you could be voting in anyone. So yeah, I think it's definitely a bad idea, but it's a good move from them on the chessboard. Anyone else got anything to say about that?
Yeah, I was just going to add, on the one hand, you know, having certain criminal convictions, I think shouldn't preclude someone from, you know, running in a seat and representing within reason, obviously. And it, you know, on that within reason should possibly include public scrutiny. But, you know, when you have situations where people have committed housing fraud and are becoming the housing ministers, or, you know, things that would be seen as, quite connected to whatever position that they're running in, that's when it, you know, starts to become more of an issue, doesn't it? So, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, no, I hear it. I definitely hear that. Yeah, so anything else before I move on to the final topic of the evening? Which again, I think is a bit interesting. You're going to find it a bit interesting. You might get a bit out of it. If you're from over here, you might get a little bit upset. So alright then, cool. So what I'll do is I'll move on to the final topic of the evening, and what I've got in front of me is this. The French police have been accused of wasting taxpayers' cash, after billing Britain £8,000 per migrant stopped from crossing the channel. officers in Calais have intervened in fewer crossings this year, despite Britain forking out roughly 1 billion under border agreements with France. Robert Bates, 1 second, of the Centre of Migration Control said, the French are laughing at us. It is clear that they have no real interest in ending the Channel crisis. Prime Minister Andy Burnham / Brezhnev visited Dover yesterday, pledging to tackle the crisis, but did not offer any new plan. He said he would be relentless in overcoming the small boat crisis, insisting progress is being made, while admitting there was more to be done. More than 2,000 people have crossed the Channel in small boats since Andy Burnham succeeded to power on July 20th. The latest figures show 326 migrants arrived on Saturday across 4 vessels. Figures also show 50,903 migrants have been stopped from making the Channel crossing since May 2024. What's the thoughts on this, peeps?
How many stopped?
50,000, basically.
50,000 times £8,000. France are killing it, blood. They got the hustle. What are you talking about?
Hustle. Big hustle, bro. I think it's hilarious. What's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this many times before, innit? And we've said that we've basically been hustled by them since, even from when they started with the 1 in, 1 out thing that they were doing. And it's just ridiculous. Like we're saying, man, UK is just seen now as take the piss out and basically take as much resources as you can before we sink.
Yeah.
1 billion.
1 billion, bro. You gotta remember, we gave them basically half a bill firstly, and then we made another deal with them where it equates basically after a year of doing that deal, it all comes up to something like 662 million, which basically makes about 1.1 billion that we gave them, plus obviously 8,000 per migrant they stopped.
That's ridiculous. I mean, you know what, yeah, you're paying them 8,000 per migrant you stop. You might as well pay someone on our side £8,000 to stand on the beach and stop a migrant, mate.
Yeah.
From coming on the shores, and you get
give them $8,000.
you get a much better. Yeah, you wouldn't even need to give them $8,000. I mean, most of the patriots in this country do it for free, mate. They'll do their own thing, but it's it's definitely a big hustle, mate. I'm telling you, this whole thing.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I wonder what it would be like if they didn't actually stop any migrants from coming over. Do you think it would actually be the same, or do you think it'll be a lot more?
Well, they slightly don't stop. As much as they do stop it, they don't stop it though, do they? Some they help across.
And this number 50,000, I'm very suspicious of this number as well.
903.
Yeah, very suspicious of that. Maybe 593.
But not 50,903.
Never.
No, I hear you, bro. Yeah, any other thoughts? Joey, DSG, upside?
Again, we have the same problem over here. We had a policy come in back in, I think, about 2007 or something, 2010, where we stopped the boats and we started shipping them off to detention centres and said that they can't be part of our country. But what we did is, at the moment we're flying in, I think it's 1,400 a day. We just fly them in, and our immigration's skyrocketed under our woke government.
That's crazy.
So your government providing legal.
We're just getting it via boat. You're getting it via plane.
So they're providing it with legal routes in Australia, then, basically.
So they take.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, they're taking over our cities, and it's like branch stacking where, that they'll vote for the government that keeps doing it. So the Labor government's pretty much pushing these people to come in, and eventually they'll have the monopoly. They pretty much do already, but it's going to get worse.
And the thing that kind of worries me as well regarding over here is, like, I don't know if you lot have noticed, but there has been a little bit of a surge for Labour since he's become Prime Minister. Like, the honeymoon period is working for him at the moment. I don't know if anyone else has seen that. Like, if you look at polls and stuff, Reform are losing people. Like, Labour's kind of on a surge right now.
Yeah, they were saying that there was a surge, but then weren't they just saying that the honeymoon period looks like it might be?
Coming to an end.
I think they were saying, the last one I heard, the Labour was on about 25 points, and Reform was on 26. So I don't know if it, the surge is still continuing or whether the honeymoon period's starting to finish.
Okay.
I could be wrong, I'm not sure.
No, but I'll definitely check that out and let you know. But I'm just saying, from what I saw at first, it was just like, oh, like, okay, so this man's come in and everyone seems to be happy. That's nuts. Like, I thought everyone wanted to leave Brand no matter who's in. Like, you see what I'm saying? But as you said, the honeymoon period might be starting to wane a bit, because he's been saying some things in interviews. He's been saying the way he's been saying he's going to deal with certain things. There are some people, and we're talking his own people as well as just us lot as the public, that don't really like what he's saying at the moment. Like, he might have to raise taxes, you know what I mean? And he might go back on a pledge to do with VAT and income tax, which was a major pledge of Labour's. So that's going to be a bit worrying for them, isn't it, if that happens?
Yeah, well, that's what I think. Some of the backtracking might have weakened it a bit, but there's definitely been a surge, in support.
Yeah.
And that's what I suppose drove the leadership change, I guess. But with the France situation, I find it quite, since being here, it's pretty entertaining hearing how the British talk about the French. I found sorry for lots of that.
The French are decent people. I can't say that. I can't say they're not. They're quite decent people. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm sure, I know it's all just funny, but it cracks me up. But I think it just seems like a money embezzlement program that France has developed, in regards to over these illegal crossings. I think Belgium was also at one point in the spotlight a bit because there was some crossings coming from there too. But I believe that route's more hazardous and longer or something. But I think Belgium actually has done, like, they've built more barriers in the sea or, along their shores or something to make it harder. So perhaps that's something that the French should or shouldn't be doing. I don't know the exact geography of the channel and if that's even a possibility, but I remember they were talking about some different measures that were taken by Belgium to prevent the crossings from their side.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, it is a human rights issue to be seeing people getting onto these boats, which are dangerous. People die during the crossings, and as long as they're allowed to continue, there's going to be people getting killed, and the people smugglers are profiting from it. And, that has, people hide behind the human rights, laws for different reasons, but, it is a issue for these smuggling boats to be able to continue. So.
No, I hear that. I definitely hear that, man. Any other thoughts on that?
Burnham, how long has he been in? Not even 2 weeks now.
He's been since the 20th of July.
20th of July. Where are we now? August, so about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
We're August the 3rd now.
Yeah, so what? 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks?
Something like that.
Well, how long normally honeymoon period? Normally that's quite
About 3 months, did it?
Yeah. Hasn't even started honeymoon period yet. Like, he's just starting it now. But just to give you some figures. So July 2026.
Yeah.
The form we're looking at 23 to 27%, while Labour is looking at 19 to 22%.
Oh, okay.
Late July, early August, Labour is looking at mid to high 20s. That's 22 to 28%.
Yeah.
And Reform are looking at 22 to 24%.
Oh, okay.
So realistically, what we're seeing is that Andy Burnham's come in, and
Everyone's.
I mean, I've seen a few interviews with him, and I've seen how he's quite a soft guy, someone that you feel like, yeah, you could kind of trust him, innit?
So there's no
but
relatable.
Yeah, relatable maybe a little bit. I don't know about relatable so much, but what happens, just like always, is that once his honeymoon period's out, yeah, once all this good stuff that he said he's gonna do doesn't happen, then he's gonna drop right down again. Especially with the immigration issue, it's definitely one of them. Probably spending issue as well. It's one of them.
What the fund spending or spending as in the country?
The country spending, innit?
Well,
So like
stuff.
all these deals that we're making outside the country should be getting spent inside the country.
Yeah.
Especially if the deals are proving not to be actually working. It's like, you know, you buy something on finance, a car on finance, and you know, you took it out for a drive and it blew up or it stalled or something, and you can't use it, but you're still paying for the finance. It's like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I think realistically, Brezhnev, as you like to call him, he's in a nice little situation right now. People have got faith. People are basically desperate right now, so it's very easy to manipulate, especially with the media, like media tool as we got, which is basically already manipulating most people, brainwashing them. I think it's very nice now, but again, what happens with people is that when they don't see their situation change for the better, then they're gonna get on it. And the thing is, Burnham ain't gonna change people's situations for the better. That's it. So I think, and the other side of it is, I mean, I don't know how hopeful I am for this or how good this is, but Reform and Restore are talking. So
Yeah.
if they end up joining the party,
Mind and wants to, and don't mind having that conversation.
yeah, I mean, if they join parties, I mean, this is what I'm seeing, yeah? Reform might get to that part, or not Reform, Nigel Farage might get to that part where he might start getting shook because of the numbers, yeah?
Yeah.
Because Labour now is starting to surge, and he's losing people, as you can see.
Bro, not only that,
So-
remember, Clapton ain't happened yet, I don't think. And at the present moment, it looks like he could even lose to some. Is it Count Binface or something? He'd even lose to that one.
So this might be an opportunity for him to think, oh, you know what? Maybe if us and Restore get together, we could definitely beat Labour. But I'm gonna have to set the rules down for what goes. I'm the leader, basically.
What will Rupert Lowe listen to and what won't he listen to, man? I don't know if he'll listen to I'm the leader. He'll be like, no, we talk about stuff. We try and we come to some sort of reasoning. And he's like, yeah, but I get the final say. That's what Farage will say. And I don't know if he'll agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe he might go in. Sorry, Joey. I think he might go in with his own strategy, thinking that, well, Farage is losing face. He's been implicated in a few things now. He might have to end up going before 229 anyway from Reform. So he might have an opportunity to be able to step up, or not even step up, but be a bit much more influential person within the Reform parties.
Well, I hear you. I hear that. Joey, what you say, bro?
Yeah, I think Farage is going to dig himself a big hole if he was to have a partnership with Restore, because if it's the case here that he gets more popular by joining Restore and it's good for the numbers, he knows that he's gonna have another war now with Rupert if they were to win. So it's like he's gonna have more things to deal with Rupert and Restore after if they were to win. So it's like it's too much for him.
So would you reckon what he'll have the conversation, but he ain't gonna be taking this deal of merging?
He could, yeah, but it's like it might cause more problems than one. Do you know what I mean? It might.
Yeah.
In the back. Yeah.
I don't think he worries about that at all, man. I think first and foremost, his main goal is to get into leadership of this country, and he's obviously shown that he's willing to do most stuff to do that. I also think, he'll be a kind of a tyrant when it comes to Low, and he won't show that, oh, we need you part of our party. Yeah, he will say, well, if you really want to join, I know that you haven't really got a choice in hell, like you ain't ever gonna be power, but if you want to come and join us, these are the rules, innit? And if you don't stick by the rules, we'll just kick you straight out. It's not a problem. So I don't think he's got a problem. He's got a thing of, there's going to be problems with Rupert. You know, they had issues obviously in the past as well. So I think a lot of that worry and that is going to be nipped in the bud at the beginning. I mean, these guys are just basically manipulating each other and playing games to win. And you know, at the moment, Nigel Farage has got the more leverage in the situation. So he'll probably end up using the leverage and utilising it because he wants to be in power.
Yeah. No, I hear it. I hear that, definitely. Upside, any thoughts? No, we good.
Nigel Farage is the only person that will become a subordinate for Donald Trump.
A subordinate, you know?
I don't even know if I use that correctly, but like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, he's the only guy, that will actually, like, I'm not saying Donald Trump's right about anything, like, I mean, I think he's wrong about certain stuff, but Nigel Farage is the only guy that will listen to Trump. Anything he asks him to do, he'll do it. There won't be no Supreme Court rulings or this or that. He's just going to listen to everything he says.
I hear that. There could be an element of that, maybe. Anyone got thoughts on that?
Not an element, 100%. He's literally gonna be a puppet, mate. And this is the thing: Donald Trump wants this to happen. Yeah. He badly wants this to happen because he wants the UK to come back to the right side, to the light side. Well, it's not the light side, but it's a light hat side. Yeah. Just like Jerry said, we've seen how Nigel Farage is on Trump's belling.
Yeah.
And even Elon Musk, if Elon Musk gave him another opportunity, he'll be like on the floor. But he'll be on the floor on his hands and knees with a dog collar on, bruv, saying, yes, boss, yes. What you say? What shall we do then?
Forging over broken glass, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's definitely that character. But obviously, these bigger people, they see them as little fish, as insignificant, probably, that they can utilise.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the problem with that now is in that manipulation now, because like, I'm not defending Andy Burnham or the Labour Party or the Conservative Party, but I'm thinking at least with them two, there's some pushback. Do you know what I mean? With Farage now, he's going to be like, yes, Donald Trump, yes, I'll do this, yes. Do you know what I mean?
What's the jump Trump? Like, you know what I mean?
And it can become a thing where there might be policies in place that Trump wants European nations to embrace that is not actually going to be good for the rest of us, and then Nigel Farage is going to be there like yes, but if we got the Labour and Conservative government, at least they have a bit of pushback against him doing that. You know what I mean?
I mean that argument, not to obviously say that but the argument is weak, because that is like saying, well, we've got a Labour government now, and whenever the EU say anything, they say yes, and them policies hurt us as well. So, like, whatever leader we're having, they're going to be saying yes to their master, regardless.
No, I agree with Jay. No, I agree with Jay. It can happen both ways, especially with the EU, like the bureaucracy that was going on there. The Labour and Conservative were just like, yes. But I'd say, but the problem is now that the only problem is now with what's going on with the whole AI stuff and not enough regulation on it. Like there's been no talk really about regulation when AI comes into full effect and how it will affect economies and societies.
Yeah.
In a time like that, that's going to be worse than thinking about the EU. Do you know what I mean? That's going to be even worse. Like the technocrats and Silicon Valley working alongside Trump, and Trump letting Silicon Valley to get away with whatever. It's going to be worse then. And if Nigel Farage is there and he's saying yes, 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 and the whole AI thing blows off, it's going to mess all of us up. You know what I mean?
Well, I would rather now be saying yes, yes, yes to Trump than to the EU communist flipping China. I think realistically, regardless wherever we are now, 50 years ago, 50 years in the future, we're all going to be living under the biggest countries, the biggest tyrants of the world, innit? And so if we're a small country, which the UK wasn't before, but because of the British Empire, but now we are, we have to be like, you know, Live Lounge says all the time, we've got to be yes men. We've got to say yes to people now. Like China came in, they said we want to build a mega embassy. Okay. Well, you can't do that because you know you've got blacked out rooms. Well, if we can't do this, there could be consequences. Okay, yes, we'll do that. Like we're in a place where we're always saying this anyway. There's what the only time we're saying no is to Trump. Literally, like everything else, when China says, oh, we need to be doing this, when Russia says, oh, we got a war in Ukraine, UK's like, yes, let's get involved with that. Like, whenever anything happening, UK is saying yes, yes, yes. But when it comes to Trump saying stuff, they say no. And look, the UK hasn't even classed the Muslim Brotherhood as terrorists. Like, the people in the UK, yeah, they're all aligned to the other side and have been. And we have been saying yes for all this time. And this is why we're in this situation right now. We've sold off everything. And so what I'm saying is that I'd rather say yes, yes, yes to a man that is focused on building business, building resources and trying to acquire as much money as possible. I'd rather say someone who's very capitalist rather than saying yes to this communist system that we've been saying yes to for the last 20, 30 years.
But what if we become part of a new version of the communist system under UBI and the AI as a god, basically? What do you think as a
I think regardless whatever happens with the AI, regardless whatever system you're in, it's going to affect you. So if you're in a communist system, it'll probably affect you even worse because in a communist system, you've got the people at the top and then you've got the people at the bottom. And then the people at the bottom are going to be literally, they're going to be like worse off with the AI. But at least if you've got a capitalist system, you've got people at the bottom, but they've still got opportunity to get out and do stuff. And so in that, it gives them a little bit more freedom to be able to not get caught up by the AI that's been imposed by the government. So the AI in communism, they will be imposed by the government. Where in capitalist systems, they'll probably, I mean, we're not obviously totally capitalist, but they'll probably impose it, but they'll do it in a back doorway. And so in that, you know, you haven't got such a tyrannical, no space, no breathing space system. So again, I think like, I know there's a lot of things that Trump's doing right now which are not good and which could cause a lot of problems, but there's also a lot of good things that could definitely benefit Europe and UK if they don't have to even align with Donald Trump. We just got to say, well, you know what, we got to work together to make sure everyone wins. We're all from the Western Hemisphere. Yeah. And I think Trump's been on that anyway, but it's just the UK started like, no, we're not working with that wanker, this and that, baby lamb, fucking.
Remember what Lammy called him?
Yeah. And so all the basically the EU itself, they're punishing us because we stepped out from Brexit. China, they're imposing themselves on us. Trump put out a hand. We just stabbed it, we put it in his face, so he's punishing us. I mean, UK basically, the UK government, should I say, are just dumb people, man. They don't know how to move forward. I don't know whether it's like they're trying to grab all the power and get out, and UK's done, or whether they're trying to create a system where the UK now is more of a powerhouse for the power countries to run. So like China, Russia, or whoever else is involved with the big picture. UK is one of the poignant places in Europe where they run from.
Well, I'm sure we're gonna soon find out, bro.
And I think I've also heard that the Islamists were gearing up and to take over the elections in Morocco, which has led to a lot of this unrest. And there's been an ongoing, I guess, propaganda, or, you know, insurgent attack, you know, in the West Sahara and all around that region. And, you know, with the AI introduction, it just, you know, there's also that other aspect of the propaganda and the other, you know, influences that are occurring. And, you know, are they just creating this superstorm to make people blame Trump, to make people blame Israel? And, you know, it's to aid their, you know, wider plan. I mean, because that'll be a massive security breach, you know, massive security risk for Britain if that, you know, that's why they have the Gibraltar, that's why we hold Gibraltar, you know, and got the risk of that strait, you know, that waterway being impacted, and the West Saharan, you know, that region, it's like if you look at the geography, that is like on the opposite side of the Atlantic Ocean. So he's the closest point for someone to fire a missile at the US. So, you know, there's reasons why they're all, you know, all these underlying factors that are taking place. And if you look at all the, you know, posts and the things that come out online before and after different, you know, agreements are made, you know, it really starts to highlight a lot of it.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Definitely. Any other thoughts from people before I move on to final thoughts? Or is everyone good? We's good, yeah? All right. All right, wicked. All right, then what I'm going to do then, people, is I'm going to ask for people's final thoughts on how they found the space tonight.
Yeah, this is a great space tonight. Different people contributing. Big up to all the Australians, because I can see there's quite a lot of Australians. You know what I mean? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the space, different types of topics. Still trying to be the man of balance.
Of course.
Fun. And I had a little back and forth with Jay, but it's all cool.
Oh, we love you, man.
Oh yeah, wicked. Yeah, I enjoyed it, yeah. I was a bit annoyed in the beginning when, well, it took an hour for us to go. Come on.
That was annoying. That was.
Hope that doesn't happen again.
I hope so as well, bro. Trust me. Trust me, I really hope that don't happen again. Because that will annoy me even more than it did today. You know what I mean?
Well, we got in the end and we managed to have all these topics discussed on Realmtalk, so we managed to get there in the end.
Yeah,
which is good.
Good. Well, this is what we do, man. We persevere. You know what I mean? As I said, we will make sure that we're there for the people, them. So we make sure, innit? Simple as that. But again, thank you, bro. Thank you for that. Anyone else? DSG, how did you find it tonight, man?
I always enjoyed your spaces. I've learned a lot about UK politics from you guys. I have to stop calling the Prime Minister Brezhnev, though.
Don't stop it. Don't stop that.
I have to really stop doing that. I think I'll keep that for this sake.
That's hilarious.
You guys are brutal. Like, the politics here are brutal. Like you were saying, 2.5 weeks of being Prime Minister, and, you know, the honeymoon period is almost finishing. But, you know, it could be, I feel like before, when I was in Australia, it was almost like there was that attitude, oh, give them a chance, you know. It's still like almost like sleepwalking into it a bit. It's just things are sort of ahead. You guys have been through a bit more, so you know, that's why your fuses are so much shorter. But you know, is that going to stop what's coming, I guess, is the question, isn't it?
I personally don't think so. It doesn't matter what anyone says. When it's ready to reach, they'll let it reach, you know?
Right, and it's really worrying. I mean, on to kind of take my mind off it, I'm going to be excited to watch the Reform Restore. So
Yeah,
I am.
it's gonna be a saga, I think.
What about Binface? I mean, this is unbelievable to me.
He could be, like, imagine Binface beats Farage. That'd be hilarious.
Who's been faced?
There is like someone that's obviously allowed to run as like an MP. Yeah, like he's called Count Binface. When you get the chance, Google him. Google Count Binface and take a look at this dude. Like, it's hilarious. And this dude might beat Farage for captain.
Oh, what? Is he a Labour guy?
No, he's independent.
Oh. He's a British writer. Is that who you're talking about? Who contested elections?
What's the picture? What's the picture look like? Is he like in a bin suit?
He's literally a bin man, bin face.
Well, it says here that he's a British writer who contests elections as a novelty candidate. Count Binface, an independent space warrior who wears a bin-shaped helmet. Oh shit! So he's independent.
Yeah. He was apparently used to be called Bucket.
Yes, something along those lines.
But then got sued for it. So it's crazy here.
Yeah, just imagine that person there, bro. That Count Binface might actually beat Nigel Farage.
I mean, you know, if that happens, it sets a precedent, and we're gonna see a lot more people who are dressed up, maybe furries.
Oh,
up to the plate.
bloody hell! But one thing I do think we will see, even if Count Binface wins, we'll see a lot more independents. So even I'm talking like more serious, obviously, independents. They'll actually try and go for this, thinking they could actually do something. They could actually maybe win and try and cause a change that obviously they feel the people want.
Yeah,
You know, so
maybe.
it's definitely going to be interesting to see the by-election for Factor.
Yeah, that can be funny.
I think it's coming up soon. I think it might be even coming up for the end of this week.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie, but I want Binface to beat Farage still. I want this brother to be humiliated.
Oh man, it would be funny. It would be funny. You know what I mean? Definitely. But Real DSG, thank you for that. You know what I mean? It's a pleasure having you in as always. Yeah, anyone else? Upside, how did you find the space today?
Yeah, always love your spaces. We're the other side of the world, but we've got pretty much the same problems happening over here. So it's good to see we're all in the same boat.
Yeah. No, I fully hear you, man. And again, thank you for jumping in. It's always a pleasure having you in. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one, get some more thoughts and opinions from you. You know what I mean? But thank you for being here today. Co-host with the most. What we saying, bro?
Yeah, man, in the same boats. As long as it's not the same boats as these illegals. Yeah, great space as always. Banging space as always, good topics. That topic you brought up with the convictions of ministers and stuff.
Yes, the ministers, the past criminal convictions are now going to be hidden from the public.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the most worryingest topics at the moment, because it's just showing that the UK government are trying to get onto this track of having full immunity from doing whatever they're doing to the people and be able to hide it so people can't judge them on anything. So I think that is worrying, man. But rather than that, man, big up everyone that got involved as well today. Real DSG, loved your opinions as always, and Upside as well, my T. Big up Emu coming in as well, and Sharma, Pete, Russ and Doodle, all the people that popped in and heard the conversation. It'd be great sometimes if you want to jump in, give opinions. We love the opinions, especially from around the world.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, let's just look for the sunshine in it and have a better day tomorrow.
Straight up. No, I hear you, man. I fully hear you. Oh yeah. So what I will say then, peeps, is thank you for jumping into the space today. I know we had an absolute torrid time for the first hour, you know what I mean? But once we got on job and everything was okay and we were back on job, then it was actually a brilliant space. So thank you for everyone that's jumped in today. Thank you to you, Paradox Pete. Thank you to you. Obviously, Bushfire Fairy Tale, new person. Hopefully you come back, share some thoughts and opinions. Doodle, thank you for jumping back in. It's good to see you. You know what I mean? Hopefully you jump back in again. Emu, great to see you as per usual. Always active lately, so thank you for jumping in. Hope to see you again soon. You know what I mean? Shanna Carroll, thank you for jumping in also. You know what I mean? I know you're new to the thing as well, so hopefully back to the next space, we can get your thoughts and opinions, hopefully. Upside, brilliant having you in today, man. Absolutely brilliant having you in. Thank you for your thoughts and opinions today. Been wicked, bro. You know what I mean? And hopefully you come back in and give us some more, you know? Real DSG, as per usual, absolute pleasure having you in. Your breakdowns are wicked. So, like, yeah, excellent having you in, man, and hope to see you again soon. Man of balance, you know what I mean? You know what it is. MLB, Joey, thank you, bro. Always active, man. Thank you to you, bro, for being here. Hope to see you again soon. And as per usual, co-host with the most, it's been an absolute honor. You know what I mean? Thank you to obviously other people that's jumped in also. You know what I mean? Dot Nature jumped in as well today. You know what I mean? Thank you to you. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's a few others that's jumped in. Anyone that's jumped in anonymously, thank you to you as well. Hopefully you can come and show yourselves and come and get involved. You know what I mean? As I said, this platform is for you lot as well as for us. You know what I mean? It's more for you lot than us. You know what I mean? So hopefully you can come and jump in. And other than that, people them. Cheese. Soon, more conversation, and until that time, I'll speak to everyone then.
Peace. Peace.
Take care, everyone.
Nice one.
See it.
Big love.
Take it easy.
Big up. Big up.